morning, students. I welcome you all to the second presentation on soil chemistry unit. This is your syllabus. Review of the previous presentation. The soil consists of both positive and negative charges. Colloids and mycel are negatively charged, while organic matter is positively charged. This is the plant root zone. We find that colloids, soil colloids, organic matters are there. Positive cations, negative anions are also there. Cation exchange capacity. So before knowing that, let us know what is cation exchange process. Soil consists of various kinds of cations, and these cations could be replaced. So this is the mycel where calcium is attached. And when H plus ion reacts with it, calcium is replaced by H plus ion. In this reaction, we find that it is a reversible reaction. It means that both product and reactants are formed simultaneously. Whenever heavy rainfall takes place, leaching also takes place. Leaching of minerals will take place. So leaching such as calcium here, during heavy rainfall, more of leaching takes place. So more of calcium will be formed, leached out of the soil, and the soil will become more acidic in nature. In case of low rainfall area, calcium or other salts will not be leached out. So the cation exchange process will go more towards the left. This is more of product will be formed. And the soil pH will remain neutral. This is another reaction. So here we can see that sodium is attached with soil colloid and potash replaces sodium from the soil colloid. So cation exchange capacity means the sum total of exchangeable cations that a soil can absorb. Generally what we do that the absorbed cations in the soil could be easily replaced by barium, potassium or ammonia, and then the amount absorbed of barium, potassium or ammonia could be determined in the laboratory. The unit of cation exchange capacity is centimole of positive charge per kilogram of soil. It means that if the CEC is 10 cmol per kilogram, it means that 1 kilogram of soil is capable of absorbing 10 cmol of positive charge. This parameter is important for plant nutrient availability to let us know how much amount of plant nutrient the soil can retain and make available for the plant growth. This is a chart showing cation exchange capacity of various components. For example, humus it is 200, vermiculite, elite, chloride, kaolinite it is 8 centimole per kilogram of soil. There are certain factors that affect the cation exchange capacity. Finer the soil texture, higher the cation exchange capacity than sandy soil. This is because in case of finer soils, the surface area is more. So more of cations could be attached to the surface of the soil particles. And in case of organic matter also, the cation exchange capacity is higher. CEC also increases with soil pH. Obviously this will happen because as the pH increases, the positive charge increases, so cation exchange capacity will also increase. Next property is base saturation. So base saturation is the ratio of base cations to the cation exchange capacity. Base cation divided by CEC. Base saturation tells us the comparative effect of acidity or alkalinity in soil, which is caused due to two groups of absorbed cations. We find that in soil there are two groups of cations. The first group consists of hydrogen and aluminium. While hydrogen contributes directly to soil acidity, aluminium contributes indirectly to the soil acidity. And else than that, all the various cations, all the different cations found in soil are termed as base cations. Now these are known as base cations because they help in neutralizing the soil acidity and thus bring neutrality and alkalinity to the soil. Base saturation increases with soil pH. This is because as the positive charge increases, the pH increases and thus the base cations will also increase. Next, let us discuss some of the soil types which are based upon the cation exchange capacity and base saturation. We know that whenever an acid and a base reacts, a salt is formed. Saline alkali soils are the salt effective soils where the exchangeable sodium is greater than 15 of its cation exchange capacity, and where a lot of soluble salts, for example sodium, calcium, magnesium, carbonate, bicarbonates are present. The pH value usually is less than 9.5. Now these conditions are not favorable for plant growth because the soil affects the plant roots and the overall growth of the plant decreases. Sodic soils are also alkali soils. So here more of sodium is present. That is why the name sodic has come. Here the exchangeable sodium is greater than 6% of its cation exchange capacity. So due to the presence of enormous amount of sodium, the cation exchange capacity is lower. Sodic soils are also not favorable for plant growth. Soils can vary with its pH content and cations and anions present in it. Alkaline soils are found in temperate regions where negative anions are present. For example, nitrate ion, chlorine, phosphate, etc. predominate in those soils. Acidic soils are found in tropical region, and here the oxides of iron and aluminium are present. Else than that, calcium, magnesium, potassium, ammonium are also present. Neutral soils are found in region where the range may vary from slightly acidic to slightly alkaline, and pH value ranges from 6.6 to 7.3. Here ammonium chloride is found. This is a map showing soil pH, that is acidic soil, neutral soil and alkaline soil, and we can see that all the three types of soil are present in India. Alkaline soil is present and acidic soil is present in eastern region and southwest coastal region of India. The last property is electrical conductivity. As the name suggests, electrical conductivity of soil means how much electric current the soil can conduct. It also indicates about the amount of salt, soluble salts present in soil, because salts can conduct electricity and salts also affect productivity. All irrigated water consists of salts. So hence these salts need to be kept into control because more amount of salt present in the soil will affect the plant growth. So electrical conductivity could be measured by an instrument known as electrical conductivity meter, and its unit is Siemens. Electrical conductivity is also correlated with other soil parameters such as texture. So sandy soil have low conductivity while clay soil have high conductivity. Particle size is also strongly correlated. Lesser the particle size, more is the electrical conductivity. Soil electrical conductivity can delineate. It can also tell us about the water holding capacity, organic matter and cation exchange capacity. Water is a good conductor of electricity, so obviously electricity would be conducted. Organic matter also consists of positive and negative ions, so electricity is conducted. And cation exchange capacity is also based on the cations, so that could be known from the electrical conductivity. Significance of soil chemical property, this you all can do of yourself. You all can write 1 point each from all the chemical property. Okay, so this much for today. If you have any doubt, then you all can ask. Thank you.